Have you ever wondered why some older adults seem to walk with ease, while others live in fear of falling? Every year, 1 in 4 seniors over the age of 65 will experience a fall, and for many, the consequences are life-changing. But there is a small group of older adults who move with surprising confidence. What are they doing differently? Today, we are going to uncover 7 walking habits used by seniors who almost never fall. These are simple, expert-approved techniques that anyone can start using. One of them, especially number 4, may completely surprise you because most people do it wrong every single day. If you care about your safety or someone you love, stay with me and let's start walking smarter. Have you or someone close to you ever experienced a serious fall? If so, it can feel like your entire world shifts in a single moment. Let me introduce you to Leonard, a 75-year-old retired piano teacher. Over the course of 6 months, he suffered 3 unexpected falls. The last one happened while he was simply stepping out of bed. He broke his hip and ended up in the hospital. Frightened and unsure if he'd ever live independently again. "I thought that was it," Leonard said. "I imagined spending the rest of my life in a care home." But his physical therapist introduced him to a completely new approach, not just balance drills, but a full transformation in how he walked. What he learned were small, subtle changes, but they made a massive difference. Within a year, Leonard went from stumbling indoors to walking in the park with his wife every evening. It was not luck. It was consistency. The results were measurable, not magical. Over the past 2 years, I've worked with top mobility specialists and studied seniors like Leonard, those who keep moving freely well into their 80s and 90s. And now, I want to show you what they know because it could change how you walk forever. What you're about to learn isn't a quick fix or a short-term routine. These are lasting changes, small shifts in how you walk that gradually become effortless and automatic. Your body will thank you every step of the way. These techniques are especially helpful if your balance feels different lately. If you've had a recent fall, or if you're simply trying to stay independent longer. And secret number 4, it involves something you do every single day, but chances are, you're doing it the wrong way without even realizing it. If this information speaks to you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more practical, proven tips that help older adults move with more strength, confidence, and peace of mind. Secreted, the 3-point gaze technique. Our first walking secret might surprise you. It has nothing to do with your legs or feet. It begins with your eyes. Let me ask you, when you walk, where do you usually look? If you're like most older adults, you probably look down at the ground a few steps ahead. That seems like the safe thing to do, right? But here's the surprising truth. Constantly looking down can actually increase your risk of falling. When your gaze is fixed on the ground, your head tilts forward. This shifts your center of gravity, tightens the muscles in your neck and shoulders, and disrupts your natural balance system. Your body gets incomplete information about your surroundings, making you more vulnerable to losing stability. That's where the 3-point gaze technique makes a huge difference. Linda, a 71-year-old retired librarian, learned this after a minor fall on her driveway. At first, it felt strange not to stare down at my feet. She said, but after a few days of practice, I felt more upright, more relaxed, and more confident. Here's how it works. 1. Focus your gaze on a point about 10 to 15 feet ahead. This allows enough time to spot obstacles while keeping your posture upright. 2. Every 10 to 15 seconds, shift your gaze to the far distance like the horizon or your destination. 3. At the same time, engage your peripheral vision. Become aware of movement and objects on the sides without turning your head. Linda practiced this on her daily walks. Within 2 weeks, her posture improved, her breathing felt easier, and her sense of stability increased. Science backs this up. Studies show that where you look directly affects how you walk. Using this technique improves balance, lengthens steps, and boosts your ability to respond to unexpected obstacles by as much as 20%. So, be honest. Do you usually look down when you walk? You're not alone. But now that you know better, It might be time to retrain your eyes and reclaim your confidence with every step. Secret 2. The heel-to-toe roll. Our second walking secret focuses on something most people never think about: how your feet actually touch the ground. As we get older, many of us unknowingly develop walking habits that increase our risk of falling. Some people land flat-footed, placing their entire foot down all at once. Others step with their toes first. Both patterns disrupt the body's natural shock absorption and make it harder to stay balanced. Just think about how young children walk. Their movements are smooth and natural. The heel strikes the ground first, followed by a gentle roll through the foot to the toes. That's how we were designed to walk. This natural motion is called the heel-to-toe roll, and it helps create a strong, stable base with every step. Let me introduce you to Walter, a 78-year-old retired bus driver. After a minor fall outside his garage, he started working with a physical therapist. "I didn't realize I was landing flat-footed all the time," he said. "It felt awkward at first to change it, but by the third week, my balance was noticeably better." Here's how to apply the heel-to-toe roll. 1. Begin each step with your heel making the first contact. 2. Let the weight roll smoothly along the outside of your foot. 3. Finish by pushing off with your toes. This pattern not only improves balance but also allows your ankles to absorb shock properly, reducing jerky, unstable movements that often lead to a fall. If you have foot pain or arthritis, start small. Take shorter steps and practice the motion slowly. Wearing supportive shoes also helps, something we'll talk more about in secret number 5. Try this simple drill. Walk a straight line slowly, focusing on touching your heel first, then rolling forward. Pay attention to how the weight moves. With just 10 minutes a day, your body will begin to adapt, and this technique will become second nature. Go ahead and try 5 steps right now. Did you feel a difference in stability? Secret 3. Core engagement. The third walking secret focuses on something most people never think about while moving your core muscles. Many of us associate core strength with crunches or gym workouts, but in reality, your core is a system of deep muscles that stabilize your body every time you take a step. It's like the center of a mobile. When it's stable, everything else can move freely. When it's weak, everything wobbles. As we age, it's common to let this area go slack while walking. That puts extra pressure on your hips, knees, and lower back, which leads to instability and increases your risk of falling. Elaine, a 74-year-old retired florist, had no idea her core was even involved in balance until her therapist pointed it out. "It felt like my body was being held together better," she said, "like the difference between a shaky table and one where all the screws are tightened." The good news: core engagement while walking doesn't require intense workouts. It's a simple, subtle technique known as the zip-up method. Here's how it works. Imagine gently drawing your belly button in toward your spine, not sucking in your stomach, but giving your midsection a light inward lift. About 20 to 30% of your full effort. You should still be able to breathe and talk normally. Elaine started by placing small sticky notes around her home, on the fridge, near doorways, beside the bathroom mirror. Every time she saw one, it reminded her to engage her core for the next minute of walking. Research from aging specialists shows that older adults who activate their core muscles while walking have better stability and quicker recovery if they stumble. It also helps relieve pressure on the spine, especially for those with back pain. One caution: don't overdo it. This isn't about tensing up, it's about gentle, supportive awareness. Over time, this will become a natural part of how you walk. Have you ever paid attention to your core while walking? Try it for 1 minute on your next walk and see how it feels. Secret fire. The 45-degree arm swing. Here's a part of walking that most people never question, but may be doing wrong every single day. It's not your legs, it's your arms. Think about how kids walk. Their arms move with ease forward and back, like pendulums. Now picture many older adults. Their arms stay stiff at their sides, or sometimes crossed in front of the body. It may seem like a small thing, but it makes a huge difference. When your arms stop moving, your balance suffers. your body loses one of its natural counterweights. Here's the rule. When your right foot steps forward, your left arm should swing forward. This cross-body motion helps stabilize your entire frame, prevents twisting in the spine, and keeps you centered. But the real magic is how this simple movement boosts your walking rhythm, keeps your body aligned, and helps reduce fatigue. There's a technique physical therapists teach called the 45-degree arm swing. It's simple but powerful. Bend your elbows to about 45 degrees. Let your arms swing naturally forward and back, not side to side. They should pass near your hip on the back swing. Keep it relaxed. You're not marching, you're moving with ease. When Frank, a 69-year-old retired music teacher, first tried this, he was surprised. I had no idea I'd been walking like a statue. He laughed. After just a few days of practice, my steps felt lighter, and even my students said I looked more energetic when I ran into them downtown. Frank followed a short 3-day reset. Day 1, exaggerate your arm swing for 5 minutes to awaken the habit. Day 2, focus on matching your arm and leg, right foot, left arm. Day 3, stay relaxed in the shoulders while maintaining a steady swing. Studies from leading gait researchers show that proper arm swing can reduce energy use by up to 8%, improve recovery after stumbles, and lower fall risk by nearly 30% in adults over 65. One tip, don't swing across your chest. Your arms should move like quiet metronomes, straight forward and back, not diagonally. Have you noticed how your arms move when you walk? Try this today and feel the difference. Secret Femme, foot strength and proper footwear. You might not think about it often, but the very thing you're standing on right now could be the hidden reason behind your unsteady steps, your feet. Most fall prevention programs focus on balance or strength, but they often ignore what actually makes contact with the ground. As we age, two quiet but serious changes occur in our feet. First, the tiny nerves that tell your brain where you are begin to fade, a condition doctors call age-related neuropathy. Second, the muscles in your feet grow weaker from decades of being trapped inside stiff, overly supportive shoes. This double loss, less sensation and less strength, means your body reacts more slowly to changes in the ground. And it gets worse if you wear the wrong shoes. Thick, soft soles may feel comfortable at first, but they prevent your feet from feeling the floor beneath you. Dr. Maya Brooks, a movement specialist, calls them ground blockers. A retired baker named Henry, age 71, learned this the hard way. He used to wear slip-on sneakers with thick soles until his therapist explained they were harming his balance. Once Henry changed his shoes and added a simple foot routine, he felt more sure-footed within a week. So, what should you look for in your walking shoes? 3 key features. 1. A low, wide heel, no more than 1 inch higher than the toe. 2. A flexible, thin sole at the front so your foot can feel the ground. 3. A secure closure like strong Velcro or laces, no loose slip-ons. But shoes are only half the story. Henry also started doing 3 simple foot exercises daily. Toe spreading, sit down and stretch your toes wide. Hold for 5 seconds. Towel curls, pull a towel toward you using just your toes. Marble pickup, use your toes to place marbles into a bowl. A 6-week study in the Journal of Podiatric Health showed these exercises improve balance by 30% in adults over 65. Even more impressive, participants said they felt safer walking on grass, gravel, and uneven sidewalks. Your feet have over 200,000 nerve endings designed to guide you safely. The right shoes and a little foot care allow those nerves to do their job. Take a moment, look at your shoes. Are they helping you walk better or holding you back? Secret 6, the widen base technique. Let's move on to a walking technique that completely changed how Margaret, a 72-year-old former librarian, felt about walking outdoors. For years, she avoided grassy paths or uneven sidewalks because they made her feel off balance. That was until she learned the 6th secret, the widen base technique. Many older adults unknowingly walk with their feet too close together. It might seem natural, especially if you're trying to stay steady or conserve energy. But this narrow step pattern turns your base of support from a strong, stable rectangle into something more like a thin rope. When your feet nearly cross an invisible center line, you're essentially walking a tightrope, increasing the chances of losing balance. The widen base technique solves this by making a subtle but powerful change, walking with your feet hip-width apart, not exaggerated or wide-legged like a cowboy just aligned with your hip bones. Balance experts call this creating a stability rectangle beneath your body. When Margaret first tried this, she was shocked. "I had no idea I'd been walking with my feet nearly crossing over each other," she said. "It felt like my body was wobbling with every step." Her physical therapist suggested a simple home exercise, placing 2 parallel strips of painter's tape on the hallway floor, spaced exactly the width of her hips. She practiced walking along them several times a day. After 2 weeks, Margaret said, "It became second nature. I suddenly felt secure walking on trails and uneven sidewalks." This technique may require small adjustments based on your body. Taller people might need slightly more width, while those with arthritis or hip issues should begin with a gentler stance and slowly adjust over time. Think of walking on train tracks parallel and never overlapping. That mental image alone can help you maintain proper width without looking down. Research from the Gait and Balance Laboratory at Johns Hopkins supports this technique. Walking with a hip-width base reduces side-to-side sway by up to 40%. It also lessens the need for excessive arm movements to maintain balance, reducing fatigue. Dr. Karen Lee, a leading fall prevention expert, explains, "In almost every case of sideways falls in older adults, we see a narrow walking base right before it happens. The next time you walk, check in with your feet. Are they lined up beneath you, or are they crossing paths?" Secret sauve. Mindful transitions. This final walking secret might be the most important of all, not because it changes the way you walk, but because it brings attention to the invisible moments in between your steps, the transitions, and these moments are where many unexpected falls actually begin. Most people think falling happens during a long walk or while climbing stairs, but in reality, falls often strike during those tiny moments when you're shifting movement. Getting up from a chair, stepping sideways, turning quickly, stopping suddenly, or crossing from carpet to hardwood, these are called transition points, and they're where balance often fails. Why? Because most older adults move too quickly through these transitions. As we age, the body's internal balance system, especially proprioception, slows down. It needs just a little more time to adjust. And that's where the mindful transition technique comes in. Margaret, a 72-year-old retired librarian, used to make sharp turns in her hallway without thinking. Her physical therapist taught her to pause briefly before changing direction. It felt unnatural at first, but within a few weeks, those shaky, off-balance moments completely disappeared. The method is called the 3-second pause. Whenever you're about to change movement, turning, getting up, or stepping into a new space, stop for just 3 seconds. Use this moment to 1. Stabilize your current position. 2. Gently engage your core like we learned in Secret 3. 3. Visually focus on where you're going. Then, instead of twisting your body, use the pivot and step approach. Lift your foot, place it in the new direction, and allow your body to follow. This one change can dramatically reduce wobbling. Margaret placed small stickers near high-risk transition zones in her home next to the stairs, by the bathroom door, and near her favorite armchair. Each sticker reminded her to pause. Over time, the pause became second nature. A study from the Oregon Fall Prevention Lab found that 87% of senior falls happen during transitions, not straight walking. And using a mindful pause reduced fall incidence by nearly half. Here's your daily practice. Pick 3 common transitions in your home. For the next week, pause for 3 seconds before making each move. Stay smooth. Stay deliberate. When was the last time you nearly lost your balance? Was it during a quick movement? Share your moment below and let others learn from your experience. Each of the walking secrets we've explored stands strong on its own. But the real power lies in how they come together. These techniques aren't meant to be isolated steps. They're designed to function as a complete, connected system. The forward gaze enhances posture. Good posture makes heel-to-toe rolling more effective. Core engagement supports arm movement. A stable base reinforces smooth transitions. It all flows together. When combined, these 7 habits don't just improve how you walk, they transform how you feel about moving through the world. Let's briefly revisit each secret as part of this unified whole. First, the 3-point gaze helps you lift your head and align your spine. Second, the heel-to-toe roll ensures each step absorbs shock correctly and moves you forward with balance. Third, engaging the core creates a steady center, helping every other part move in harmony. Fourth, the arm swing reset keeps your upper body balanced with each stride. Fifth, strong feet in the right shoes form your true foundation. Sixth, a widened base gives you the side-to-side stability your body needs. And finally, mindful transitions protect you during the moments most falls actually occur. Margaret, a retired librarian, decided to follow these steps. She used to walk hesitantly, often holding onto furniture or avoiding uneven ground. But after working these techniques into her daily routine, everything changed. I feel more upright, more secure. Even my neighbors noticed I walk with a new sense of calm. To make this manageable, here's a simple 7-day approach. Day 1, practice the 3-point gaze all day. Day 2, add the heel-to-toe roll while keeping the gaze. Day 3, begin core engagement by tightening your midsection gently as you walk. Day 4, focus on the arm swing, keeping it natural and relaxed. Day 5, evaluate your shoes and begin light foot strengthening exercises. Day 6, practice walking with a widened base using parallel lines as a guide. Day 7, introduce the 3-second pause before each turn or transition. After that, a quick mental review before each walk will help make these habits second nature. People often ask, do I really need to do all 7? The answer is simple, yes. They're not just steps. They're parts of a system. Each one supports and strengthens the others. That's what turns walking from something automatic into something empowering. Margaret, age 75, decided to try these walking techniques after a minor fall in her garden shook her confidence. For me, it was the mindful pause that changed everything. She said, I used to turn too quickly when heading back inside. Just stopping for a few seconds made me feel so much more grounded. Then there's George, 81, who always assumed his wobbly steps were just part of aging. But after learning about the widened base method, he had a revelation. I was basically walking like I was on a tightrope. He shared, once I started stepping with my feet hip-width apart, everything felt steadier. Dr. Rachel Lynn, a geriatric movement specialist at the Harmony Wellness Institute, reminds us that repetition is what turns these techniques into lasting habits. The brain's ability to adapt doesn't end at 60. She says, with daily practice, even the oldest adults can retrain their movement patterns and reclaim stability. Which of the 7 secrets do you think will make the biggest difference for you? Type the number in the comments and let's support each other on this journey. Because in the end, these techniques aren't just about fall prevention. They're about freedom, about walking into your day with confidence, not fear, about choosing to keep moving forward with balance, with purpose, and with joy. Do you remember Harold? Just last year, he had 2 major falls that left him afraid to leave his home. Today, at 81, Harold walks with ease through his garden every morning, greeting his neighbors and enjoying a pace he once thought he'd lost forever. His transformation didn't come from surgery or fancy equipment. It came from applying 7 simple walking habits with consistency and care. What makes these techniques so powerful is their simplicity. At first, they require attention. You'll have to remind yourself to pause before a turn or feel your core engage. But over time, your body remembers. These movements become second nature, your new rhythm of strength, awareness, and security. And here's the beautiful part. You're not just avoiding falls. You're reclaiming something deeper: freedom, joy, and the confidence to move without fear. If this video gave you something valuable today, please tap the like button. Share it with someone you love, a neighbor, a parent, a friend. Your action might save them from a dangerous fall. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical, science-based tips to help you walk confidently, live independently, and age with purpose. Because it's never too late to walk your way into a stronger life.